So, the night's settling in on Damnation 2012, and it seems a perfect time to talk to the guys, the wonderful chaps from My Dying Bride. How's your day going?
So far, so good. We've only been here an hour or two, but we've done a bit of a signing session, which in the UK is very rare for us because the Brits don't seem all that keen on My Dying Bride. So I was surprised to see the amount of people in the queue. So that was a nice little surprise. So a good start to the day so far.
Is that always a bit of a nerve-wracking thing, just like, is anyone going to turn up for our signing or our set?
I'm sure for any band you've got to be worried about that. You know, potentially you're setting yourself up for a bit of a fall, really. I mean, it's...
I suspect Metallica aren't that fussed, but other bands probably are.
Yeah, it was a good turnout, a lot of merch, so, a lot of MDB shirts I'm seeing as I'm walking in and around, so it's very inspiring, confidence building, ready for the show. So
I suppose a place like Damnation is perfect for this kind of thing as well, because there'll be an amount of diehards who are here to see you guys, but then there'll also be a casual fan, so it's sort of a nice balance, I suppose.
Absolutely. I mean, there's bands who could be really quite different from each other on the bill, but there's some kind of common bloodline between all of them, so it can be very much a discovery thing as well for people if they've got their particular bands that they particularly want to go and see, and may also just get the nice surprise here and there as well. I mean, many a time over I've caught somebody's set who I didn't know who it was, and then I found really enjoyed them, and then continued to follow that band. So it's a great vehicle.
Do you think that's maybe metal as a whole is a more accepting umbrella genre rather than, say, punk or jazz, for example? Like there's more room for variations or mutations.
Oh yeah,
Metal's a big genre though. I mean, metal, it's expanded on what it used to be. I mean, the old days metal was Iron Maiden, Saxon, that was about it. Now, I mean, metal is huge. It's so diverse now. It seems to incorporate every other aspect of music's been dragged in, plugged through a Marshall amp and cranked up to full. So anything goes now, and so seemingly anyone can get into the metal business, or just for fun, because it's so broad. You get the likes of Evanescence, it's pop metal. But the thing about pop metal, of course, it opens the door for people who aren't that interested or were curious about metal. They see something like Evanescence, think, well, I'll have a little punt, and they'll go to the rock section of the music store, and they'll discover new things. So it's all right, die-hard metal bands saying, oh, Evanescence is shit. It opens doors for everybody. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I found it because there's still a lot of elitism and a bit of musical snobbery in the metal scene as well in certain factions, and at times you'll get a certain kind of fan who'll be complaining about the likes of Bullet for My Valentine, say for instance, when really, just as is saying with the likes of Evanescence, it is a way of getting people into certain can be slightly more extreme styles of music. So a young kid may be drawn to the likes of Bullet for My Valentines and things, but then actually they want to take it that bit deeper and then go and check out all classic thrash acts as well there. So I see it as being a good thing. I don't think we need more divisions and more walls in there. It's got to be a larger accepting musical scene. Times have changed and you need to change with it.
No, absolutely. And going back to your point of a fan going into like the rock section of a record shop, do you guys still do that when your new album hits the shelves? Do you go out and find it in a shop? Is there still that buzz of doing that?
I don't do that anymore. I used to. I really did used to. So many shops are closing down now. But it's nice to go along and pretend you're looking at Metallica and shift over to My Dying Bride and think, yeah, we're here. We've got our own section. We're not just in the M section. We're in the My Dying Bride section. And I don't do it so much anymore. But it's a little bit of a buzz. Yeah, of course it is.
And $1 million question: CD or vinyl?
Love vinyl for the artwork and all that side of things, but the vast majority of music I listen to is through digital media, so it's don't know, as much as there's something very pleasing about a lot of vinyl, it's pretty much CD. It depends on how it's been recorded, really, I suppose. The difference being, while before a lot of your vinyl purists are talking about particular albums can only be heard on vinyl in that way. That's all great and true for analog recordings that were there in the first instance. If something's been recorded digital, there's not much point to putting it on vinyl. But if it was recorded analog, then yeah, an analog medium to then be playing it back. So it depends on the source material.
Okay, that was interesting. Interesting answer. And you, sir?
It's a terrible answer, really. I think if the artwork's great, then it's got to be on vinyl because, I mean, when I was a kid, all my vinyl was stuck to my wall. Picture discs, I love them. And God bless our record label, you know, they're still releasing stuff from My Dying Bride on vinyl. And it's great to see because obviously our songs are quite long. It's inevitably going to be gatefold. And to hold a gatefold in your hand, I mean, kids these days who have grown up, they won't have seen anything so big in their entire lives. It's awesome to have a bit of vinyl. I honestly, I don't have a record player, but I still like to just open up this tome and just have a little look at what somebody's good money has gone towards. You know, it's worth having, but I prefer CDs to listen to, but it's nice to have that bit of slab.
Okay, you're my favourite. I've decided that. Well, thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. Cheers.
Cheers.